I forgot to put this on. I was gonna put this on for this video. Okay. So we gotta start this video over. Ugh. Don't normally care about switching clothes between videos, but I wanted to wear this one, my new hoodie. Can't even see it. Okay, that's fine. We can make that work. Okay. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Britt, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should, because I talk about geeky things, and today we are geeking out about dog food because I'm a dog mom. And I also worked in the pet industry for a very long time. I worked in the pet industry for almost a full 10 years. There were a couple of breaks in there, but for the most part, 10 years of my life was spent in the pet retail industry. Now, this is obviously going to have a different perspective than a vet would have. So if you work in the vet industry, obviously we're gonna have different opinions because, you know, I don't get kickbacks for selling shitty food. Way to alienate audiences right away at the beginning of the video. Anyway, so let's talk about the brands of dog food that I hate. And one might surprise the heck out of you. So the first two brands of dog foods that I hate, and I put them together because they are constantly at war with one another. Plus, they're basically both famous for the same reason. So that is Purina and Blue Buffalo. This is the one that I thought would surprise people. Anyway, so let's talk about Purina. Now, Purina, I do have to be, you know, honestly transparent. Cosmo, for a good portion of his life, ate Purina because that's all I could afford. And I understand when that's all people can afford, because it is a very cheap dog food. It is a very affordable dog food. And as long as you are feeding your dog is the key. The 22-year-old cat that we put down when I worked at Yankee Candle, she basically ate nothing but Purina her entire life. So dogs and cats can live very long, wonderful lives on these foods, but I have reasons why I dislike the companies, and this is me talking about that. Feeding your animals is what's important. I will never shame you for feeding your animals Purina, because I understand that that is the most affordable, one of the most affordable dog foods out there, and cat foods. So this is not me shaming anybody for eating a cheap dog food or feeding a cheap dog food. This is me just expressing why I do not like the companies. Let's just put that disclaimer right now. Okay, moving on. So why do I hate these two companies? Because actually a lot of people are surprised when I tell them that I hate Blue Buffalo, because Blue Buffalo is a natural dog food. It's one of the most expensive ones out there. It is very widely sold. People know the name of this particular dog food because it is marketed up the wazoo, and that's why I hate these companies. So Purina and Blue Buffalo, as it stands, are marketing companies. They are not dog food companies. They are marketing companies that have chosen to sell dog food and cat food. They don't actually care about what's going into their animals' foods. They don't care about where the ingredients come from. They don't care about any of that stuff. As a matter of fact, Blue Buffalo has been found to lie about the ingredients of their dog food, and it is terrifying. The amount of times that I have had to recall as the inventory manager at a Petco, the amount of times that I had to recall either a Blue Buffalo or a Purina brand dog food was astounding. I would never personally, myself, after seeing behind the curtain, can never justify feeding my animals those brands of foods. I recalled, I mean, there was almost always at least one, like, section of Blue Buffalo that was always recalled, that I was pulling off the shelves and throwing away because it was out there causing trouble for dogs. You know, Beneful, which is a Purina brand of dog food specifically, they don't have a cat food version, but Beneful, which makes it sound like it is one of the healthiest foods out there, actually was like legitimately killing dogs because they were using euthanized animals in their food. to make the food. And so some of that euthanasia medication came up and was killing dogs. I've not heard it a lot recently, so obviously they must have fixed that. But at the end of the day, those two companies are not dog food companies. They're not cat food companies. They are marketing companies that are selling dog and cat food. But again, it's all Corvette would eat. When she was alive, that's all she would eat. Everything else was trash. Purina for some reason tasted good. I think it's because of the corn, because they also use corn as a sweetener, but they also use corn as one of the grains. And my cat was apparently addicted to corn. I don't know. The next one that I hate is Hills. And the big reason why I hate Hills is, and if you guys don't know who Hills are, they are the ones who make Ideal Balance and Science Diet. So I'm sure you have heard of those brands. You just may not have seen the little logo at the top that says Hills on it. The reason I hate Hills is because, again, they were caught lying. They found a very weird loophole. So the dog food itself was made in China, where there are absolutely no checks and balances there. There is nothing regulating pet food there. And then they would bring the food to the United States and package it in the United States. And for some reason, that allowed them, allegedly, all of this is allegedly, by the way, that allowed them to put on the bags, made in America. Plus, these two companies, Purina for the most part and Hills for a good portion of their food as well, also use byproduct, which if you guys don't know enough about ingredients, maybe at some point I can explain ingredients a little bit better, but byproducts are not good for animals to be eating. Meal is good. Like, so people are always afraid of meal for some reason. Meal is good. It's just extracting protein from meat and stuff. It's just a higher density of protein. It's fine. But anyway, I digress. The next one out there is Royal Canin, which again is a marketing ploy. All of these companies I hate because they somehow lie and use the ignorance of pet owners, of your average pet owner, to be able to sell you extremely expensive food. So that's why I hate Royal Canin. So Royal Canin, if you guys are familiar with Royal Canin, you guys will know that specifically for the dog food, it is labeled as Golden Retriever mix and Poodle mix and this mix. I mean, yes, every dog is different, every breed has different needs. If this is true, I'm not going to say that there is no truth to what they are doing. However, all their foods are freaking the same. It is large breed formula that they are putting into different large breed foods and labeling a Golden Retriever, St. Bernard, whatever it may be, and then small breed dog food, all the same in all the other ones. And if you guys don't know, difference between large breed and small breed formula is going to be large breed has more protein, has more calories, and are also larger kibble, whereas small breed looks like cat kibble essentially, but also has less protein and less calories because obviously dogs need different, at different sizes, need different caloric intake, clearly. So that is something that I question greatly, because if you look at the actual ingredients and the actual breakdown, nothing is different. It's literally large breed formula and small breed formula, but they make it premium food because they're saying that it is formulated specifically for Golden Retrievers. I would love to test it. If I didn't distrust that company so much, I would love to test it on Cosmo, because honestly, Cosmo still has weight to lose. He's always been Golden Retrievers are very difficult because they hold their weight. They have very difficult time losing weight, and so it's very easy for your Golden Retriever to become obese, and we're working on it because I want him to live a lot longer than he is right now, and to help him do that, I do need him to lose weight. I hate it because I don't like body shaming my dog, but like whatever, it's fine. I'm very body positive, and Cosmo is a plump marshmallow and I love it. I don't know why I said marshmallow. He's a red Golden Retriever. Anyway, I would love to test it on Cosmo because theoretically it would then have less calories than other dog foods, because Golden Retrievers are known to have weight issues, but it's not different. I have looked. I did not spend 10 years in the pet industry to not learn these things. It's just so infuriating. So infuriating. Like, to just see people buying into this marketing crap. So stupid. Anyway, I'm not calling people who fall into it stupid. I'm just saying the whole industry itself is stupid. At the end of the day, when it comes to dog food, you want to look at the size of your dog, and you want to follow feeding guidelines, and you want to make sure that you are feeding your dog the appropriate type of food, which, if you can afford natural food, fantastic. Honestly, if I could afford frozen, or if I could afford raw, I would 100% feed him raw food. I would love to just buy him a whole chicken and like stuff it filled and give it to him, and that would be his food once a day. Like, I would love that. Actually, I don't know. I don't know enough about feeding raw because I know I can't afford it, so I've never really looked into it, so I don't actually know the feeding guidelines. If you feed raw and that was completely off, please forgive me. I actually have not done the research on it because I know I can't afford it. So but at the end of the day, we do what we can to afford it. I say if you can't afford it, go for the better food. If you can't afford it, if you can't afford it, that's okay. You're doing your best, and that's all that matters. Do the best you can with what you can do, what you can afford. And at the end of the day, if you have to feed Purina, fine. At the end of the day, if you like knowing that you bought a food that is about your breed, your dog breed, fine, go for it. It's a marketing ploy. It's kind of like superfood for humans. It's all marketing. It's not real. It's just marketing. Same thing with Royal Canin. It's just marketing. But it is what it is. And if you like Blue Buffalo's commercials and you think, hey, I like the fact that this bag has a wolf on it, because that's what their wilderness looks like. They all have wolves on them. It's cute. I like their bag. I like their packaging. Or if you don't care about the checks and balances of pet food coming out of China, hey, feed Hills. Who cares? I used to want to feed Science Diet because I thought, science, that's great. Turns out it's not great. Seriously, I'm not shaming anybody for how they feed their animals. Feed your animals because that's what's important. All feeding is good feeding. All food is good food. All food has value. All food has nutritional value. That is the same for humans. It is the same for animals. It is okay if all you can afford is Purina, if all you can afford is Beneful, that is okay. I just be careful and be aware of how your dog or how your cat is reacting to the food, and just make sure that if anything steps outside of the bounds, take them to the vet immediately, because there are some dog foods out there and some cat foods out there that are actually dangerous, but not dangerous enough to pull them from the shelves. I'll see you guys all next time. If you guys want to see the last dog video I did, you guys can click right here. If you guys want to see whatever the algorithm thinks is best for you on my channel, click here. Click here to subscribe to this channel. Click here to subscribe to my vlogging channel, where I am a pet mom the entire time. And it's my version of a family vlog. Hit the bell for notifications on both channels, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.